Hi, welcome to the second part of the birthday party coloring. And this part I decided to start from coloring brick wall. As the brick wall is somewhere on the background and definitely it doesn't need to distract any attention from the very detailed party table on the foreground, I didn't want to use any dark or very bright colors for the stones, so that's why I will be using 30% French grey as a main color, but you can see that I cover only part of each of the bricks using this French grey color, and I will be mixing this color with chestnut. I want to add some reddish tint to the bricks, but I try to apply chestnut only in small amounts and with very light pressure. Chestnut is a relatively bright color, it can be quite intense, but here I only want a light touch of it. To fill in spaces between bricks, I will be using darker shade of gray, and it will be 50% warm gray. But I also have to think that in front of the brick wall we have a lot of things standing or a lot of bushes and trees growing, so I need to indicate shadows from all these things on the wall, and I will be using again 50% warm gray, and on the right side of the objects or behind them I will indicate shadows on the walls. After I finished to color bricks and after I indicated shadows on the wall, I started to think what to do with the area in the middle part of the page. I know that it's supposed to be some kind of the yard covered by grass, but honestly, first I'm not very good at drawing a realistic grass texture with colored pencils. I much more prefer to do watercolor underpaint and then to work on the details with colored pencils if I need to do a huge area of the grass. But here I didn't want to use watercolors. Also, on this page we have a lot of green elements. Leaves of the trees, leaves of the bushes, various flowers, and also some green elements on the party tree or party table. So if I would put a lot of green in the central part of the page also, I think that the whole composition would look boring and not very interesting to look at. And you know that I am not a huge fan of many green colors in Prismacolor set. And colors which I do like, I want to save for the leaves of the various plants in the yard. So I decided that maybe in the center of this yard we have some kind of the path covered by sand or by gravel. I wanted to put a little bit of warm gray and a little bit of beige to mix these colors. So I really wanted to use anything apart from green for the central part of the composition. So that's why I used these colors and I didn't draw any sharp shape for this rod, for this uh, part of the yard. I want to create impression that this part of the yard is covered by gravel and sand and it's surrounded by patches of grass. For the grass I selected kelp green. It's a relatively dark green color, but it also has a yellow tint into it. It's like dark olive green color for me. So it's different from the green which I used for the leaves of the sunflowers, so they won't be lost on the green background. And when I used kelp green to the grass, I tried to work with small pencil strokes, small movements in order to create texture of the grass. I varied pressure on the pencil in the areas where I suppose that I need to put shadow, like near the roots of the tree or near the roots of the bushes along the wall. I put more intense kelp green color, and near the central part of the yard where area is more highlighted by the sun, I put lesser pressure on the pencil and I got a less intense green color which can be easily mixed with a gray color and with beige color which I used for the gravel area. I plan to cover almost the whole area of the grass with this kelp green, but I will be leaving some spaces which will indicate more highlighted patches of the grass, and for these lighter shades of green I will be using Kelly green, another one of quite nice and realistic looking greens from Prismacolor set. When we colored grass on the yard, we have already indicated shadows beneath trees and bushes, but the deepest shadow will be beneath the table. The huge horizontal surface of the table will prevent sunshine, will prevent light to come to the area of the grass beneath the table. And in order to create this very dark and intense shadow, first I cover the whole area beneath the table using Polychromos Sepia Dark. If you don't have it, you can simply use Prismacolor Sepia or Prismacolor 70% French Grey. And then on top of it, I again will be using kelp green to show that it's grass in the shadow we have here, so we need to create a very dark green color by mixing these two pigments, sepia and kelp green. And when I do this second layer on top of the sepia, I press quite hard on the kelp green, again to get a very intense, very pigmented color here. Probably it would be the darkest area beneath the table. We have created a relatively dark background with so many gray colors used for bricks and for spaces between bricks and for the shadows. So now I want to do a couple of the lighter elements on the background. I imagine that window frame and this wooden flower support were painted by white paint, but now they are slightly weathered by time or maybe by rains. So now white paint is a little bit yellowish and with light gray shadows. So that's why I will be using 30% French gray for the areas where wooden planks are connected or where flowers standing on the windowsill casting shadow on the window frame. But as a main color I will be using beige. I think that after I would color dark green leaves and bright flowers behind this light element, the whole composition will look quite nice. And I also need to select color for the leaves of the tree on the background. I decided to use totally different hue of green. I will be using moss green. It's much more yellowish green comparing to all other pencils which I have previously used on this page, and I will combine it with ginger root. In this way, leaves will look slightly different from other green areas and they won't be lost. When I need to color many green elements on the page, like grass, trees, bushes, flowers with leaves, I really try to use various hues of green. Some yellow greens, some natural greens, some gray greens. I told myself that even in real life, various plants have different shades and hues of green on their leaves, and besides, to cover the whole page with just one green pencil would be very boring for me. That's why I prefer to invent various color combos with green pencils. Anyway, I hope that this part was interesting and I hope to see you in the third and final part. At least I hope that I will manage to color all the remaining elements in the last third video.